Everybody, here we go again. Now, for me, when electrical stuff starts happening, it's always a sign, okay, that I have to pay attention. I've been trying to set up this video this today, and this is the third time. One time it says, okay, stop, we don't recognize your camera. And the second time says, stop, the computer must be reset. So let's figure out if we can finish today. If not, we'll just have to make it a different day. All right. So I have already laid out cards. In this particular instance, let me show you what I laid out. And these were just shuffled and then laid randomly. So I didn't hand pick these or anything. They just happened. All right. Now, I had to make the screen a little bit bigger because I got tall hair today. All right. So let's have a look. Got my 3 already for Monday and Tuesday. All right. So I'm going to start with the Voyager card. In this particular instance, I happen to love this little card because I consider it my baby Harry Potter card. And what that means is you have all this potential that you have been reluctant to move forward on, okay? So it kind of indicates there's a fear of leaping into the void, a fear of what the next step could be, a fear of taking risk, right? But then it shows once into the void, you land into a safe place where it looks like you assume a position of respect. So there'll be people that are paying attention to what you have to say. Maybe it's the work that you do, and then you end up getting, like I said, the recognition that you just so richly deserve, but you're also thinking, why didn't I do this before, right? So you're at the brink of making a choice like that right now. The stress level is high, all right? So the next card is, there's going to be options for you, and you may feel overwhelmed. There's 8 of them. Okay, that's an 8 here. But that is not a bad thing because it means that make one choice. If you don't like it, you can make another. And if you don't like that, make another. So the option's going to keep flowing and you get a chance to choose what it is that you want. Okay, 8s are always about change. Whether you like it or not, it's showing me that change is going to be available and perhaps required of you. All right, so you're analyzing that, but that makes sense with that little Harry Potter card. This is the part that tells me that you're frozen by the aspect of making change. Okay, this everybody can recognize. But the Ten of Swords kind of means you have to beat everything down until you're absolutely sure that's exactly what you wanted to do anyway. All right, but it's kind of like before you, before you get a divorce, you have to try every venue to make sure you're not making a mistake. Well, that's what you're doing here. I've got a big decision coming, but I'm going to consider every option just so that I can say, I thought about that and I ruled it out. Okay? So those are good. They're not easy, but they're good. Then we have Wednesday and Thursday. And this time it looks as though it may be dealing with a relationship, and it might be part of why you're afraid to go. This can even be a relationship at work. But the Two of Cups is always about getting as much put into a relationship as you take out of it. Okay? So know that this is consideration of the other. All right? And here we have 2 people. One of them may be more traditional and more used to the old standard or whatever they did in the 50s. So they might be very traditional in their behavior. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman. They have expectations, and that always kind of colors what's going to happen. If you expect the outcome, it may not be what is the best outcome, but it's what you might be pushing it into. And then the other person is saying, but I need more freedom. This is more progressive. This is more about the path will reveal itself as we're moving forward. Okay, so when I bring this card back into that, I see these 2 people with different desires. They still want positive outcome, but they don't have the same approach. This is saying that there's going to be middle ground that can be found. Okay, this is important. Hopefully, this even implies what's going on in our country politically. Totally different attitudes, and yet being able to come to a loving compromise. Okay, so this is a really good set of cards for that. It happens about midweek, and at least gives you consideration of what's going on. And these These are not people at war either. These are people that's like, let me express, let me explain exactly what's going on. Okay. And then by the weekend, we have these final cards. And we have King of Swords, Ten of Discs, and the Six of Cups. All right. It may take strong leadership to get everybody on the same page. This is everybody bringing their expectations to the situation. And there's one way that hasn't been considered yet. All right. So everybody says, well, this is what I believe needs to happen. These are my documents. This is proof that this is going to happen. All the way around, all the way around. Everybody's contributing. And there's one person who's smart enough, and this always reminds me of what for the last few months has been the Mueller card. But it is a strong-minded person who's able to put the issues together and come up with a resolution. This is a yes card. This is a solution card. This is a knowledge card. And it looks like it brings all these people together. But it may take one person saying, but aren't you saying the same thing? Okay. That's the card that tells me it comes after a lot of emotional expense. Okay, going to have to go through it. We can't just make it easy and avoid it. This is something that must be done, and the result of all of this is wisdom. You see those upside down elephants and everything? That's where it is right now, upside down wisdom. But it is a revelation of what is wisest for all considered in the situation. And then we have our little lavender flower, which means a unique solution. Anybody tried to find a lavender flower lately? I've been on a quest for the last 4 months trying to find a, what is it? Um, sterling silver rose. So far I've managed to find a stainless steel rose, but not a sterling silver. Okay, so this is telling me that the outcome may be unique. So this could be an important week for, if this does not happen, it is setting the groundwork for that. So we're going to keep an eye on this. It's profound. This is expensive on an emotional level, but there's a profound solution that can be a compromise amongst the group. Okay, we're looking at all these people, and this has to do with your work. It may be that you're fed up, you've had it, they don't think like you do, and you want to go. That's the end of it, but the money's good. Okay, this card is saying you might be able to find a position that is a compromise within the company that you work for. But it won't come until somebody starts to talk about it, and there's an opportunity for even a mediator to find a third resolution to what's going on. So this could be a work week, right? So just know that we have some good cards in here that are encouraging you to move forward and to consider all your options. So don't think like it's black and white. There's only two. That is not true. Okay, we've got more options here, and they're open to you at this time. Okay, so I'm really glad to have this whole one go through, and we'll just consider the first two as dry runs. Okay, all right, y'all, I love you. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.